Welcome. Allow me to take you to ancient Rome in today's episode, and let's discover what stories and myths we can find there about the origins of humanity and the world. In the vast world of ancient myths where gods and people shape the story of life, the Roman creation story is unique. It's not just about how everything started with a single event or out of nothing. Instead, Roman myths bring us into a universe born from chaos, a mix of divine forces and natural powers coming together. This story is full of different cultures' influences and shows us how the Romans saw the world and themselves. They built Rome on achievements, blending cultures, and a deep belief in their community and gods. Join us as we go back in time to discover how the Romans thought the universe began, meet the gods who started it all, and hear the stories that built the eternal city. As Rome grew, so did its mix of myths, gods, and rituals, making up a rich religious life that defined Rome. This wasn't just about taking gods from other places. Instead, Romans blended their myths with those of the Greeks and others, creating a diverse group of gods as wide-ranging as the empire itself. Jupiter, the top god, took on traits from Zeus, the Greek god of the sky and thunder, but he also stood for Roman ideas of law, governance, and social order. Venus, who started as a lesser goddess of gardens, was linked to the Greek Aphrodite and became a symbol of love, beauty, and growth, but with a Roman twist, highlighting her support for the arts and the natural world. This mixing of myths went beyond just religion and shaped Roman literature, art, and everyday life. Virgil's Aeneid is a great example. It doesn't just retell Greek stories, it places them in a Roman setting, showing Aeneas not only as a hero from Troy, but as the founder of Rome, embodying Roman values like duty, respect for the gods, and Rome's fate to lead. The Romans' love for Greek mythology also showed in their art and public spaces. They admired Greek art for its beauty and skill, filling their homes and temples with images of Greek gods, seen through Roman eyes. This wasn't just copying, it was a thoughtful choice to embrace Greek culture, showing a deep connection between Rome and the Greek world. Through stories and art, the Romans created a shared heritage that celebrated their place in history, linking them to the heroes of Greece and marking Rome as the new cultural powerhouse. Before Rome became a powerhouse, the Etruscans were the big players in what's now Italy. They left a huge mark on Roman religion and culture, giving Rome a foundation to build its empire. The Etruscans were more than just neighbors. They laid down the cultural and religious groundwork for Rome's rise. The Romans learned a lot from the Etruscans, including how to tell the future by looking at animal entrails or watching the way birds flew. These practices became a big part of Roman religious life, showing how seriously the Romans took their gods' signs, a tradition they got from the Etruscans. Also, the Romans adopted many Etruscan gods, blending them into their own religion. Some Etruscan gods became part of the Roman world, while others kept their unique Etruscan flavor. This mix of gods and rituals shows how the Romans were practical about religion, using it to strengthen the state and unite the people. The influence of the Etruscans is everywhere in Roman religion, showing how cultures can blend together. By taking in Etruscan religious ways, the Romans weren't just respecting their history. They were also building a new Roman identity that was rich and diverse, but still uniquely their own. As Rome grew and took over more land, its religion also picked up bits and pieces from the people they met and conquered. This wasn't just the Etruscans and Greeks. It included others like the Samnites and Sabines, each bringing their own gods and ways of worship into Rome. This welcoming attitude helped Rome bring different communities together under one big Roman identity. Rome also met with cultures like the Phoenicians and Carthaginians, adding even more variety to Roman religion with new gods and rituals from the Near East. Rome had a way of bringing in foreign gods and making them part of their world, as long as it helped unite the empire and keep the state strong. This mixing of cultures and religions didn't just add more gods to Rome's roster, it created a whole new Roman way of seeing the divine. This was a religion that stretched as wide as the Roman Empire itself, embracing different gods and practices into a system that was very Roman but open to influences from all over. In the world of Roman myths, some stories really stand out because they mix Roman ideas with those from other cultures. These stories show us what the Romans valued and believed in. One of the best examples is Virgil's The Aeneid. It tells the adventure of Aeneas, who travels from Troy to Italy, laying the groundwork for Rome itself. This story blends Greek poetry with Roman values, emphasizing duty, respect for the gods, and Rome's destiny to lead the world. Aeneas' journey, filled with challenges and divine help, shows the Roman spirit of never giving up and their belief in Rome's greatness. Another example is the worship of Cybele, a goddess from far away, who brought her unique rituals to Rome. The Romans officially welcomed her, showing they were open to adopting religious practices from other places, especially if they thought it would benefit the state. These stories and others like them show how good the Romans were at bringing different cultural stories into their own set of myths and religious practices. This mixing of cultures didn't just add new stories to Roman religion. It helped shape what it meant to be Roman, connecting them to a broader world of ancient traditions. As we wrap up our look at Roman myths, we see how they were experts at combining different cultural stories into their own. This wasn't just about taking from others. It was about understanding their place in the world and creating a new shared culture. The Roman gods and legends, from Jupiter to Venus, from Cybele to the stories of Romulus and Remus, show a religion that welcomed many influences and turned them into something uniquely Roman. These myths influenced more than just religious practices. They shaped Roman literature, art, and daily life. The Aeneid and other works celebrated Rome's mythological past and its cultural power, using stories to express Roman ideals like duty, reverence, and expansion. Looking at the richness and mixing of Roman myths gives us insight into the Roman Empire itself, an empire built on the achievements of many cultures, yet able to create a united and lasting legacy. Rome's myths, with their heroes, gods, and lessons, teach us about the power of stories to bring people together under shared values and goals. Thank you for joining us this time. We hope you have enjoyed this dive into ancient Rome and its take on the creation of the world. For more insights into the myths and legends that have shaped our world, don't forget to subscribe and like this video.